I'm not quite sure what that was. So just when we thought presentation season was over, Arc System Works gave us another one to look at. This one wasn't too in-depth in a lot of stuff, but it was very Japanese. The first game shown off was called Dear Me, I Was. I mean, it's a game and it's got a title. It's a textless adventure game aimed at women. I haven't the faintest idea what is going on in this game. All I know is they use rotoscoping or retroscoping, however you pronounce it. Sorry for you animation nerds out there, to get the animations the way that they are in this game. Aside from that, I have no idea. It looks like it's like a visual novel with no words. I'm not the target market for it, obviously. I've not got much else to say because I don't really understand it. We had a throwback then to Double Dragon with Double Dragon Revive, which is the latest installment in that classic franchise. And it's a really good homage to the original games with side-scroll and beat-em-up action. Perfect like arcade game basically back in the day. But it is a little bit strange seeing it with these visuals because it's not something that I'm used to. You've kind of got the 3D sprites moving in this 2D plane. Obviously there's a little bit of depth to it as well as there always was. What's cool is it kind of seems as though everything has been kept faithful to the original as best they can, with the mechanics being very simple, very straightforward, but things changing on a per stage basis, with each stage having like a gimmick that you can exploit. We then saw a roguelike beat 'em up called Absalom, which is a new IP, and it looks, I mean, it looks pretty. I mean, this art style is really nice. It's really cool. Big fan of that. But aside from saying that it's available in co-op or solo modes, they didn't really give us much on it. We did see a little bit of gameplay, but it is hard to tell how that game is going to play out because it was quite cut together. We are going to get some more information on it later on in the year, so fingers crossed that we get some really good looks at that game. Demon's Night Fever was then shown off, and this is a very ArcSys looking game. It just looks weird in a good way. The whole concept is crazy and off the wall. They tried to give the genre for it, and it was just a mouthful. The whole thing just looks crazy, but the whole idea is that you embrace evil in this, so you befriend an evil god and then you do things that they would want to do. So I'm kind of hoping that it's very tongue-in-cheek. It does look like it's going to be, but it also looks like it could be a bit of a laugh as well. Hopefully when we see some more of it, we'll get a better understanding of it. They didn't really have any gameplay to show off here, unfortunately. What was concerning was they said that they're already in crunch, and I'm not a fan of crunch. I mean, I don't think anyone who enjoys video games and reports on the industry is a fan of crunch. Hell, I don't think the developers are either, you know, and designers, everyone else involved, obviously. It's weird that they said they're in crunch, but they didn't have any gameplay to show. Bit strange. Bubble Sugar Dungeons was next, and it's definitely a bubble game. This part of the presentation got very weird very quickly. I am very conscious every time I say the words bubble while I get them right. I think I've played a bubble game in the past. I'm not 100%. This looks like a puzzle platform game. Then they had someone in an outfit that came out for the character, and yeah, it was just very Japanese and very weird. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I kind of loved it in a really weird way. They made the game sound like it was going to be like a roguelike game. I don't know how that's going to play out because I didn't really understand what was happening on screen, but we'll have to see. We have our first fighting game then, which is a 3-on-3 fighter from the Hunter x Hunter universe with Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact. I'm not gonna lie, I've never watched Hunter x Hunter. This looks like though if you're a big fan of that franchise that there's going to be a lot of fan service in there. That said, the fighting did look okay. Character design isn't really my bag, but I'm guessing it's being honest to the actual source material. But yeah, if you like that anime and you enjoy fighting games, you might want to check this out, but for me, I'm going to be passing on it. They then showed off some more info from Under Night In-Birth 2 Sis Celeste. These fighting game names are just hilarious at times. I remember when the first one of these came out and I really wanted to get into it, but I couldn't find a way to get it. And this is like a DLC character they're showing off now for this game, I think. It got a little bit weird, a little bit confusing. Fighting games are always a bit weird, but this was very weird. It looks like a fun game. If you play this, you're getting another character. I think they're called Azumi. Congratulations, you've got another character to get bodied by online. They then started talking about a new project they had, which was for mid-range projects. And they didn't really explain what that was, aside from they're not AAA games. They're just sort of lower budget games, but not indie type. I don't really get it. It was very weirdly explained. But then they show off the game called Damon and Baby, and I had no idea what was happening. This whole segment was really weird, and it was very confusing. I don't know what ArcSys are doing. I hope they do though. And that was the video. That was the whole presentation. That's all we had. Considering we got stuff like another entry in Persona coming out. Well, it's a redo of an older one or another look at an older one, but still. Then we've got the new Marvel fighting game coming out. We had none of that. We had no mention of a new Guilty Gear, no Blaze Blue, no nothing like that either. It was really, really strange. It was almost like they said, oh, we got to do a presentation. Oh, okay, let's just throw something together in 10 minutes. Like, I know it's probably taken them a lot longer than that to do it, but it just felt like they didn't have anything. And sometimes If you haven't got anything to say, it's best not to say anything at all. It was a very weird presentation indeed. I don't think it did anything for me as apart from making me very confused. But if you were excited by anything in there, let me know, but it's just a bit strange. Very Japanese though. Bubble bubble.